Then the thought of sex, burning ring off fire. Areolas would be the size of CDs, like, oh wow, it's a lot. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. How have you been? Have you not just been loving the glorious weather? Like, even today I'm looking at the sun and I'm just like, yes. I've got a little bit of a tan, a little bit of a glow. That's how we do. I had an idea for a video and I thought, let me contact all my girls. I've got a lot of friends or mummies, and let me just see what they're saying about it, because I know how I feel, but let me just see if it's a thing. Like, it can't just be me. So basically I asked them to send me points, the things you wish someone had told you before you know, went to go and try and get pregnant, if you had to try labor, delivery, birth, motherhood, like, just, you know, a summary of what people should have told you beforehand, because not that it would have changed your mind, but you could have been more prepared. And I feel like a lot of us were not prepared for some of the things that happened to us during and after and still going on now. And it's just like, what, have a baby, they said, but no one told me about this bit, no one told me about that bit. So that's what this video is about today. So basically, I had sent them a question and I just said to list things they wish someone had told them beforehand about getting pregnant, when you're pregnant, during pregnancy, labor, birth, after birth, being a mom, motherhood, and all that. And I said just be loose and candid as you like, and they did not hold back. So obviously I'm not going to name and shame any of these people, but I'm just going to go through. So one of my friends was like, she is a mother of 3, so she knows what she's talking about, yeah? So she said, to get pregnant, nothing to comment really, kind of just happened. She says, when pregnant, I wish someone told me that the heartburn can actually depress me. My areolas would be the size of CDs and the colour of actual Oreos, wow. That I would have violent thoughts about my husband, yet find him so attractive, yet the thought of sex made me want to vomit. It was a very confusing time. I can totally, like, the areola bit didn't really affect me too much, but where she said that the thought of my husband, I didn't have violent thoughts about Greg. But so it's like, yeah, I found him really attractive, not her husband, my husband. Found him attractive, obviously, but then the thought of sex, I don't know what it is. It's your hormones, it's your body, everything. Like, it was just like, kiss, yeah, do not come near me. Do not touch me. Deadly serious, don't touch me. Like, it just made you like, and it weren't the person, obviously, clearly it's not the person, but it's just what you're going through internally. Sex for me, especially first time around, yes, I'm being like totally honest, it was just a no, don't think so, not today, not tomorrow, not next week, not next month. Like 9 months of just this up and down roller coaster, not feeling it. Your body's just saying no, and no one told me that, because in TV, you know, in TV land, they make it seem like, oh, you're pregnant and yeah, you're still you, and you still want to do everything and enjoy everything. And it's like, yes, some people, some women had that blessing while others did not. And she said, birth, capitals, crowning, burning ring off fire, that is what it's called, okay? She said, why did not a soul tell me that it felt like that? Actual flames on my business. I'm gonna pause. The burning ring of fire, right? Listen, there's no way to describe it except just imagine a burning ring of fire on your vagina. Who wants to endure that? Nobody. Don't tell me, oh yeah, my childbirth was just so, you didn't have that experience of the burning ring of fire. I honestly thought my vagina was literally like gone. Like, just take it now. Just, it's done. There's no use. That cannot come back. The sensation of it, and the worst bit is when the baby's head is crowning, so you have to listen to the instruction of the midwife or whoever's there telling you what to do, and they're saying, okay, hold it right there, don't push. What are you saying? The thing is, I experienced it like fully with Elle, my first daughter, but for my second time round, it happened all so quickly. As you know, I gave birth on my bedroom floor upstairs with my mom and my husband, so it just all just happened. So I remember it happening, don't get me wrong, because when that pain licked me, that burning ring of fire pain licked me, I was like, I remember this, why am I here again? But it just went into the next stage real quick. So yeah, that's not a joke. And nobody ever told me about that before having a baby, ever. She said the fact my dignity would get dashed out the hospital window, didn't care about being naked, didn't care how many doctors saw or put a hand up my business, just wanted the kid out of me. Dignity? What dignity? Like, you don't care. And I used to think like, oh no, let me just be a little bit modest, and oh, I don't want a man in it. You do not care if you're naked, if you're in this position, if you're in that. Like, no, you don't business. Just do what you need to do to help me get out of this pain, please. She said afterbirth, the milk leakage. Nobody told me about that. I lost 22 pints on the car ride home alone. Big huge lump, she said big huge lump, hot boobs. That was my worst. That's 100% another thing they do not prepare you for. When the milk is coming in after you've had the baby, for the first 2-3 days, it's not too bad, because is it colostrum that you're providing if you're breastfeeding? That's what's coming out. So it's not your breast. It's okay. Then you start to feel the milk coming through, and you can literally like that's what it feels like, but painful. And they're swelling up to the size of your head, and then there's lumps all over your breast. Like, it's not enjoyable whatsoever. Like, breastfeeding is painful at the beginning. I don't care if it becomes more relaxed as you go on, whatever. At the beginning, when all that milk's coming through and you've never experienced it before, I feel like I need to go back into hospital. I think something's wrong with my boob. That's how you feel. You have lumps of milk sockets all around your breast, and you're there like literally stones in your breast, and you're there trying to rub it out to get the breast like down, and you're trying to get the milk out, and you're trying to get the baby to latch on, and you're trying, but it's still painful when they're there sucking, that suction that is just oh wow, it's a lot. Okay, that was one friend. Anyway, let's move on to somebody else. Okay, so this person, again, experienced mother. Like, she has 4 children, so she knows what she's talking about. She said, to get pregnant, don't try too hard. When sex is a chore to get pregnant, and you're counting the days till you ovulate and hopefully not menstruate, you just stress yourself out and probably prevent yourself from catching, which 100% agree with. I experienced the same thing first time around. It was becoming too much of a stress and a burden on me, trying to calculate this day, when to, not to, come now, not too much. And you're supposed to be enjoying sex, so that just didn't work. When pregnant, during pregnancy, don't scratch those stretch marks. Ginger is amazing. Don't get too hungry. The sickness is not worth it. Grazing is best. When you're going through morning sickness, you don't want to eat anything because you just feel sick. Everything's making you feel sick and just like But the more you eat, the better you feel, as weird as it is, even if it's little amounts. So definitely that is a very good tip. Labour, don't make them midwives tell you don't know your body, no matter whether it's your first or your 5th labour. 100% true. They were trying to tell me my waters hadn't broken. What is the thing leaking out of me then? It has to be waters, right? And be open to eventualities, i.e. C-section, epidural, water. Anything can happen, and if you are open to it, then you will cope better with whatever is thrown at you. Again, true. I wanted to have water births, didn't happen, but I didn't get myself strung up on it because it is what it is at the end of the day, and all you care about is delivering your baby safe, healthy and well, and you being safe, healthy and well as well. Birth. Don't feel pressure to have visitors announce details. Enjoy the precious moments. It's one you will cherish forever. I feel like a lot of people feel pressured to like update people and tell, oh, I've had a baby and do you weigh this and it was. You don't need to do that. That's your time, that's your moment, that's you and your partner's moment, and just enjoy that. I read on some stories where people didn't tell people they had a baby for a whole week, 2 weeks. Breastfeed if you want to. Again, don't be pressured either way. Again, 100% true. At the end of the day, as long as the baby is eating and fed and gaining weight, you know, being a mom, like I said, this girl is experienced, okay? The paragraphs. Take advice, but do things your way. There is no manual, so elders, as lovely as they are, will give a lot of conflicting advice. Sleep deprivation is real and it's tough. Ask, accept help. Can't emphasize this enough. There will be days you feel you have failed as a mom. You're not alone. We all have them. This I thought was very, very, very true, what she said here. Those moms who look all well kept, clean, tidy, and their baby's immaculate, not everything is as it seems. That mama probably had eye water streaming down her cheeks in the shower, and the house is probably a beep tip. And while we are on it, it's fine for housework to not get done. Early stages is all about survival. The rest, nah. Motherhood is a huge learning curve, whether your kid is 1 day old or 30 years old, whether you have 1 or 10 children, you're always learning about life and about parenting and about that individual. Don't forget that. Ding, 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 ding. So another friend, she said, natural birth isn't as natural as they show on TV. Having stitches and epidural is classed as natural and normal. So that's more education. Just breastfeeding was the toughest thing for me. The milk supply and hours of patience. First time moms are so hung up on birth and the pain, but actually no one gives much thought on the difficulty of breastfeeding, and sometimes you just can't do it if your body doesn't produce enough milk. So being prepared to bottle feed is not a bad thing. Sometimes people can make you feel really bad for not bottle feeding. I was lucky and blessed enough to breastfeed both my babies to a point where I stopped, and I was happy with that. But I had friends where they really wanted to breastfeed and their milk didn't even come in, and that was really tough on them. And it's just like, people will preach at you to say breastfeed, breastfeed, but if you ain't got no milk coming out your breast, what are you gonna do? You have to bottle feed, and it's again totally fine because your baby is still taking and having something nutritious for them, and they're growing and they're healthy and they're well. Do what you need to do. And when I say that, I mean, you have some people where they're just like, I ain't breastfeeding, I don't want no baby. That's a bit different. But if you physically can't do something because of whatever problems and complications, then it's okay. You try something else, and if it works, great. Next one, she said, get pregnant. Not sure what they could have told me, it wasn't planned. Labour would be the hardest thing I'd ever do. Birth, my life would be totally transformed the minute I laid my eyes on him. After birth, the baby would sleep until I was ready to eat. Standard. Being a mom, most fulfilling part of my journey in life, greatest accomplishment, humbling experience. So sweet. Another friend of mine, she said, to get pregnant, okay, the injection may come out of your system a lot sooner than you think. Oops. When pregnant, the leg cramps, oh my gosh. Labour, the feeling of needing to go to the toilet a lot and not a wee-wee. Birth, the burning feeling, burning ring off fire. After birth, you cry just for the sake of crying. Up till now, I'm still just crying for the sake of crying. Another friend, she said, trying for a baby, it can happen very, very fast to get pregnant. So for her, it was kind of like, oh, we're gonna start trying for a baby, has sex, next month, I'm pregnant. So that was a shock for her. She didn't expect to get pregnant so quickly. She said, they tell you that you've got to take folic acid and all of that stuff to get pregnant. She's like, bleep, 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 bleep. That's not true. You get pregnant straight away. And she said, you know, for her, she was very fertile, and her husband, he thought he had golden swimmers. She said feeling sweaty all the time. Like she felt like she had a shower on in her vagina all the time. Felt sweaty 99% of the time down there. She said for the first time in her life, she brought Femme Fresh wipes and spray. I always say Femme Fresh. Another one of my friends, she said, okay, how about no one actually tells you that you feel like you're gonna die during labour, like your body is being split in half. I remember thinking that no one told me I would feel like this was going to split me straight in half. No one told me how cold my feet would be during labour either. No one told me that all I would want to do is sleep straight after the most painful experience of my life, and yet I was awake for about 70 hours straight because the baby wouldn't sleep or feed. Everyone told me it gets easier, but actually baby days were easier. All they did was eat, sleep and poop. The attitude, they grow. I can almost grind my teeth full out of their sockets some days with how hard I tried to keep my beep together. My tiny humans managed to squeeze every ounce of patience out of my soul daily, but I love them insanely. I never knew that was possible. I could go on. I sound so awful, don't I? But I mean it with no malice. Love being a mummy, but it's just so beep hard sometimes. It's not a horrible thing saying all these things, it's just the honest truth. We know that we're blessed and we know that we're lucky to have, you know, the title as a mummy, but it's just all these things they don't tell you, and you're just like, why is no one giving you a heads up? Why are you not being honest? Why are you selling dreams for? Why are you selling lies? I don't understand. Like, why are you not sharing the tea? And that's why I did this video. No one, and this might be a bit too much, but nobody told me, like, or fully explained rather, about the afterbirth of having the baby. As in, like, you give birth and they take the baby out of you and then you give birth to the placenta. You're aware that there's a placenta and you think, yeah, it's gonna come out of me, but you don't know that it's basically like giving birth again in some situations. And it's just like, babies came out, why am I still feeling like I'm having contractions? Why am I going through the whole thing again? It's like, right, now we need to deliver the placenta. Deliver the placenta. Are you not just taking it out of me? Is it not just gonna fall out? No, you need to push where? Below your waist? All those muscles are shot. Like, there's nothing there. Like, you're just gonna have to do something. You're gonna have to work up some magic to take out this placenta. And like, when it came out, it was just like, what is that? Because there's certain things you don't really want to research. I don't really want to look at other women's placentas, and I don't really want to do that. And then another thing, clots after birth, as in, like, you know, it's been the next day, you're going home or you're at home and you have to wear pads and whatever. This is a lot, obviously. And you're like, what's coming out of me, please? Because feels like another human is coming out of me. And I'm telling you, when I had Elle, because it was the first time, I've never experienced anything, I've never seen anything like this, and I was just like, Greg, something's wrong. Look, I wasn't even thinking that he isn't necessarily going to want to see that kind of imagery, because I was actually like just freaking out, thinking something's wrong. I'm like, is this a liver? Is this a kidney? Like, what is going on? Call your mom. So I did. I phoned mom. I was like, Mom, and she's like, no darling, it's fine, it's normal. Yes, they are big and they need to come out. It's just the body cleaning itself. It's 100% normal. No one told me that, so I was not prepared. So I didn't have to have that massive breakdown I can literally remember it to a T, being upstairs in the bathroom and just be like, oh yeah. No one told me about the stitches that I was gonna have and how they were gonna feel. And listen, right, first time round I had stitches, okay, and I remember the midwife telling me, right, I'm just going to inject you so it'll be all numb, you're not going to feel it. And I was like, okay, and I wasn't connecting to say she's going to inject me in the most painful place possible right now. She came in with the injection. I was like, where are you going to inject me though? Like, and she was like, well, and then she's there trying to, you know, do stitches, and I'm like, I'm feeling the needle. Oh no, you're just, I'm not imagining nothing. I can feel the needle. And she goes, it's just the sensation. No, I can feel the needle in and out. And she's like, oh, I might need to numb you some more then. I'm like, Lord Jesus, what am I gonna do? Like, honestly, being injected again after just, And at this point, husband weren't even by my side anymore. He's with baby and all, like, oh babe, look, oh babe. No. And again, it's not to put anybody off. It's just things that you can prepare yourself for, because if you're a bit more prepared for it, then it wouldn't be such a shock to the system. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.